Field reports from the strange. This is Obscura Bureau.
Hello there. It's been a while since we had a small conversation. That's when I started sharing with you about the perspectives in the No Human group. You can see, this is the No Human group. Dad No One's group. S post ISN. But rather from a friend named Hoang Min, asking everyone, what do you think about Ovi? I think they'd be mentioning that name is enough to get everyone started. Hum. I think they'd be mentioning that name is enough to get everyone started. I think they'd be mentioning that name is enough to get everyone started. Hum. Alright, I kind of understand you all now. Let's move on to today. I'm quite curious about one thing. America, the country that created it, has quite a few people who see it as something that shouldn't be and want to prevent it. While Europe legalizes prostitution, they even issue professional licenses and like any other profession. Is there really a difference in regional culture, or is it essentially a common issue of the whole? I think it's just the difference in national culture. Phew, okay. In a certain way. S supply, there. Medical, legal conditions and other factors are ensured. Prostitution be considered a normal business form, like Japan's JV industry. The important thing is once you step in, social prejudice. I think wherever you live, you follow the laws that OnlyFans is essentially selling sex from sexual activities, as I understand. You could say it's due to culture, or due to the majority. I see it operates very normally abroad, each category clearly distinguished. That's also calling for prostitution of art. But everything is very artistic and clean. As for Vietnam, it's like TEX. OnlyFans seems to mostly just exploit gambling, fraud, scamming. Considering placing bets, hiding up, peddling fake goods, false advertising, because it involves dirty things. Yet, in the West, so uncontrollable activity, prostitution, drugs, bribery. Now people are starting to argue about everything. All kinds of things, then I'll skip it. Actually, in District 1 there's an entire specializing in serving foreigners but intentionally turning a blind eye. In the recent Taiwan cases is usually among friends. If I had one selling fans, I don't know how to hang out, go to events with them. Just like that, and that's just at the friend level. If it were relatives, I wouldn't know how things would. In about 10 years there will be a trend. LL know our mom. S cultural, Vietnam doesn't. Showing off shoes and not caring will achieve results. Consequences you bear yourself consistently throughout. It's just the pro VIP version of YouTube. SA place to watch others. Subscription, it is policy doesn't thus gaining a bad reputation. All due to users, conversely. There are cases like Snapchat created for, but people use it for normal purposes. Okay, this is quite a long comment. Crime initially is just a flame. The fire burns it, the moth chooses it, but the flame will keep growing bigger. It doesn't just satisfy the laws that I bet. It will spread to burn houses, burn forth, at some point will cause a catastrophe. Okay, a bit dramatic. So perhaps the initial laws are the culprits causing everything. Entering the prostitution industry is like using your own future to gamble. Once proficient, it will continuously expand. From a gambler, their future will develop into a professional. The future of those in the gambling profession, who can confirm that in the future there won't be gambling methods. The more you try, the more stimulating it is. Even when the mods voluntarily isn't enough to deal with those who are used to earning large incomes. Do they force or semi-force those cards to continue the gambling game or not? If after 1 year, 3 more years, if bigger, more habitual, they will make people create conditions to secrete. Then what does this have to do with Mr. Lufan? You mean the expansion of the platform it makes people get swept along. That's why temporarily. Okay, we can take examples from loan cases then forcing to make new insure. What if they use them to create content? OnlyFans. Blackmail. Some Vietnamese youth are currently doing. OnlyFans doesn't violate a law. Does it involve propaganda, storage of obscene materials or not? Vietnam is my name, who will know? There are solutions. Online prostitute. They're all prostitutes, supply and demand. But the common consequence is a generation fond of playing, lazy to work. Those 18 watch reaction interviews. Amongst go to. As Mungo to understand better. Oh, okay. This is just each place's culture, like they legalize some kinds of drugs in some. Western countries don't legalize this. In Vietnam, through customs and the view on prostitution is different from what, so Betty is correct. After all, it's like an online brothel. Okay, well, that's a bunch of everyone's opinions within 5 minutes. These are 40 comments. There's another bunch of comments in this. I think people can go into this post to read, but how about me? What about my opinion? I think like this. I don't care much about the platform. I care about how it develops in the future. To build something on my own. OnlyFans, it operates like this. It will take money from users. Wait a moment, all over the board. So that we can discuss together. Here, have you seen my board yet? Now then, we have what's called a platform, right? We have what's called users. And are we done? Platforms, for example Facebook, platforms had to make money, they have owners. Where does the money come from? Now, for example, if the platform is Facebook for instance, then brands, they will pour money in. For example, when people scroll newsfeed, people will see some sponsored or are sponsored. That, precisely, are the platforms. For example, Nike, for example, Adidas. They're roughly like that. These platforms, people will pour money in. Does Adidas have 2 Ds? I'm so stupid. Adidas. 1 D. Put me in the $1 hole. They will pour money into Facebook, so Additionally, there will be some other methods, for example, the users so that later from Facebook it will go to other users, and if the platform is YouTube, for example, then brands will pour money in. For example, Grab, also known as Chatbot Monkey 365. There, other brands will invest money into videos that they will broadcast. See, users are always but YouTube to request YouTube to pay. And this is a system between 3 parties that we need to. Like this, there. First of all, brands invest money initially into the platform, then the platform will communicate to users. And with some platforms like YouTube, have monetization features, meaning generating income. Then there will be some intermediaries. Who are the content creators? Like me, for example. Then Grab, for example, these platforms will they put out about 100,000. There, oh. They spend about 100,000. YouTube will keep most of that. They keep about 80-90% or something, and accumulate about 10% for content creators to attach to this video. There, then this amount is how the money is divided between the platform and users. See, therefore now, what does it have to do with online fans? Then where does this platform make money from? First, I don't think there is in here at all, and I also don't think that any brand wants their products associated with prostitution. I don't think, if any, it would be some games. Just nonsense. And some not good things. Not very suitable, and it would attach here. Then where does this platform make money from? This platform makes money directly from users. That is the user. Platform users will pour money into this platform. Then this platform redistributes them like content creators. That is different from YouTube. On YouTube, content creators are the intermediaries standing in the middle. You, the viewer, are the audience. Is that clear? You are the viewer, you are the audience. I'm a content creator. YouTube pays to create content and upload videos that. Okay, understood? Alright, OnlyFans is different. That is the user pouring money into OnlyFans, then OnlyFans will use a small portion, about 10% for the creator. And OnlyFans keeps about 90%. The house never shares a lot of money with the people, you know. Don't think that what it shares with this person is already a lot. And the disadvantage here is this. It looks like a lot of money, it looks attractive. There are many content creators on OnlyFans sharing on websites, and interviews have taken place. For those content creators, I can earn 1 million. Wow. A lot, right? But how many people earn 1 million on this? And this 1 million is only 10% of the people pouring money in. The number of people pouring money in divided one participant? No. Remember that. Brands are the ones with a lot of money, these people. Brands are where the money is. And users pouring money in are not that many. They might pour in $10,000, $5,000, can pour in even $100 million. That's a completely different story. So, the amount of money that OnlyFans keeps, it cannot possibly among all participants. This is not a fair game. This is a game where only a few people make money. Out of this 1 billion, only 1% stop. 1% of creators. Only 1% of creators earn this amount, or at most, is less than 1%. Or maybe only 1% of 1%, or the rest won't earn a single cent. They won't earn a single cent. Or if they do, then it's a very small amount of money at too high a cost. What is the cost here? For example, virtue. For example, recognition. That. Why is it virtue? Imagine someone who is used to posting images of their body online. Then this. How does it affect their mindset, their view about future relationships? How will they feel when someone comes to them in the most intimate, most comfortable way? They will think, oh, my body is being violated, or is this normal? It will greatly affect their psychology. About recognition. If you show your face on OnlyFans, it's highly likely people will recognize you. And the more famous you are, the more they'll recognize. And what will happen if you have children later? And as someone earlier commented that later your child will know your mom's OnlyFans, something like. Does that happen? That is a pretty high price. A pretty high price. For a very small amount of money. And even this money won't be stable in the long term. This is not a career to develop later. This is not a platform to build a career on. Unlike YouTube or other platforms, on YouTube, you can build a brand and then expand that brand to many other platforms or many other fields. Hao Hoang is an example. Came here to sing parodies and now what? Doing all sorts of other things, right? Meanwhile, once you're on OnlyFans, people already have a specific perception of. They know what you do and why you don't want to explore. Furthermore, because you have locked yourself into a platform that most likely it won't develop. It doesn't develop, most likely if it doesn't develop. Then, in the eyes of a potential investor, for example, this is too high a price to buy a. For you to invest in too big a risk. You are investing in too big a risk. Playing poker, this is when you should fold. In your hand you draw a 2, a 3. Then on the table 5, 6, 7, 8. Then maybe you have a chance, you think. Right, but on the table. Sickly though, then what the hell? Think about it. And things like this often get shelved, shelved in a corner too. To let people promote this stuff. Why is that? Because where does OnlyFans make money from? From you? And to have users, you need more viewers, right? You go to our platform. TB anyone, you won. Earn money and reputation, your identity, your backup plan will be affected. You will invest at a loss. Join our platform to invest in their loss. Use our service, something like that. There's no such thing, right? There. People realize that, so they say so. People will talk about big names. Big names that we only need to serve one or two, and I'm sure even you know. Just serving one or two is enough. A bunch, but also because. For that reason, these are the people who earn the most, and only they can make money. What do I think about OnlyFans? I think it will decline soon. And currently, it's a scam. Quite significant for young girls. Young. But this doesn't reflect the nature of society, because it's just a platform. It's not the whole society. It doesn't say too much. It's not like, oh, because this thing exists, so everyone is the same. No, it doesn't represent to that extent. It's a platform. It's a sample of society. And this sample is it's quite dirty. To me, I find it quite dirty. Maybe in a position. Society. Differently than it's like. So I chose to talk about money and reflection and these things. This is an investment prone to losses. I'm speaking from a money-making perspective. Then it's like that. So if everyone understands that in any society, anyway, money still has value. And when pouring money in like this, then I don't think it will. But if any girl here, after watching this video, you go out and post, you dive into 1%. Show your face, you. And you dive into exactly this 1%, a son of money, then you go buy land and you grow vegetables, and that's it. Congratulations, you're destined, you should, excellent. It's no different from the first time you did it in your life. You buy the number and go home. That day you became a billionaire. There's no difference at all. Sharing your life is normal, is destiny, right? That's what I mean. And socially, if we live in a society, generally Eastern, like Vietnam, China, Japan, Korea for example. There. Countries in Southeast Asia or East Asia in general. We are influenced by the ideology about women having high virtue and value. Women often have the concept of preserving their worth. Their high moral virtue. Men and boys are truly attracted to women of high value. Not because it's like playing hard to get. Oh, playing hard to get. Girls had to. No, not like that, but simply that when we look deeper, observe more carefully, a woman who knows how to protect her virtue, they always know how to maintain their image. Imagine you are her husband. Imagine you get to accompany her in daily life. You'll see how great it is. How interesting to have a woman where you don't have to think too much about protecting her. Still have to protect, still have to think, but she is essentially a woman capable of taking care of herself, maintaining her appearance. That means she also knows how to preserve herself for him when he becomes her husband. Am attracted, drawn to those things. Things deeper than appearance. And if we only look at appearance and judge everything inside, then, to be honest, I can only see a part of it. I honestly admit that. There's no way to know how others are living, what it's like, and why they do the things they're doing. I can only observe and see that much. Say people don't. Who sees will judge. People can't escape that situation. I always have a little thought that I start to feel. So now brain. That entire crowd here. A woman that you know she has OnlyFans and she's standing in front of you. What do you think? Very difficult for me to separate the thought that that's a normal person when I already have the image. Oh, she looked like this. I'm not saying it. I'm saying it. And to some extent it will affect the relationship and the relationship between me and them. Because in my head it will always be right. And even if they are good people, or even if they are 100% normal people, no problem, they just choose this as a way to invest. And maybe they really make money. Put yourself in everyone's position. People when talking to them basically already have a thought in their head, you know. They said it before and that I can't avoid that thought. Don't bring this world to perfect balance between because this world like that, but Let's be realistic, come on. I always had that thought in my head. And it's very difficult for me to separate that from the conversation or the negotiation between me and them. That is the deepest part of me that I find it very difficult to exclude, and I wish that I didn't know that. Or at least this wouldn't happen. So I wouldn't have to think about it, which annoys. Do you all understand me? That's why I think only guys will gradually decline. Basically, we will find ways to oppose and eliminate it from this society. As for prostitution, discussions about it has been a topic of discussion, commentary, debate on international forums. Not only in Vietnam, not only online. For example, in the past, there have been many debates in the tourism industry in Vietnam. When those of you in the tourism industry look at Thailand, this is a tourism paradise. Thailand is beautiful. Thailand in terms of tourism, but if we look at Vietnam, Vietnam has more culture. Our history is richer. And our people are also more beautiful. Why don't we do that? Why don't we become a tourism country? Like Thailand? But that is a series of issues. Macro issues that we find very difficult to cover in just a few sentences. Besides issues of culture, ethnicity, history, war, and such, the profound influence is both internal, not to mention the prostitution part yet. It's already terrible enough. And in that conversation, it also shows that Thailand is very comfortable with the prostitution network. Homosexual prostitution also exists, not just heterosexual. So then, should Vietnam do it or not? The answer from the gentleman back then was no, and continue to ban prostitution. The reason is that if we cannot find any way to control it, then we only have one of two choices. One, let people manage it themselves. Two, we have to ban it. Ban it, done. It's very easy to lead to chaos. I've said this many times on this channel already. That is freedom. Without being accompanied by a bit of discipline, a bit of order, then it will only lead to chaos. And the sad thing here is, Vietnamese people are quite intelligent, so freedom for Vietnamese people often leads to, you guys understand already. Therefore, I try to speak as realistically as possible, but everything that I have said from the beginning until now all lies within my worldview, respect, and the life experiences I have. What about you guys? What do you think? And how are these things for you? And what I share on screen like this, what do you think? In general, please share in the comments. And if you want to debate more, then you can join the No One group. What is the No One group? It's where anonymous people become someone for us to chat about small daily stories. And currently I don't know who you guys are at all. I don't even know what your name is. But you guys know who I am. Then come here so we can interact with each other. So I know who you are and maybe become someone online. See you next time, peace. See you next time, peace.
If the report helped, subscribe and open the next case.